putting quadratic expressions into completing the square format. This first question I'll give a full explanation, then the second question I'll give a simple explanation. This one is asking us to write x squared plus 10x plus 7 in the form x plus b all squared plus c. It's worth noting here that b and c are both numerical values, meaning numbers. In order to change this expression into this expression, we're going to reverse engineer this part. Now what does x plus b all squared mean? Well, it's just been multiplied by itself twice, so it means x plus b, x plus b. And if we multiply that out, we'll have x squared plus bx plus bx plus b squared, where b is a numerical value. If we write this out and simplify it, we'll have x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. Now this format is in the same form as this original question, so we can start to see how this will end up as this. Now finding out how to start getting our original question into this form, we can say, well, we can see this 2b here. How does it get to b? Well, it's nice and simple. All you have to do to get from 2b to b is half it. So we're going to halve this 10 as well to give us x plus 5 all squared. So we've halved 10 to get this plus 5. You may have already figured out that this doesn't actually expand to get this. It actually expands to get x squared plus 10x plus 25. A key thing to notice at this point, that 5 squared is 25. So we've got an expression here that's almost the same as the original question. The first two terms are actually the exact same, x squared plus 10x. The numerical values, however, are different. So to get from this expression to this expression, we actually want to focus on the numerical values in each. We'll focus on these because we need to add or take away something to make this complete and in this form. So what do we add or take away from 25 to get back to 7? Well, if we take away 18, 25 take away 18 is 7. So we'll actually just take away 18 from this to make this the equivalent as our original expression. So our final answer will actually be x plus 5 all squared minus 18. We've taken our original expression and we've changed it into this format here. I'll go through this second question now with a much simpler explanation. We want to write x squared minus 6x plus 3 in the form x plus b all squared plus c. Our first step is halving the coefficient of x, which will give us x minus 3 all squared. Now we're already halfway there. We just have to say, well, what do we add or take away from this to make it the equivalent of this? Now in the first question, remember we said, well, a shortcut to find the numerical part of this part expanded would be to just square the numerical part. So minus 3 all squared equals 9. So we now need to get from 9 back to the original numerical value of 3. What do we add or subtract from 9 to get to 3? Well, we subtract 6. So our final answer will actually be x minus 3 all squared minus 6. First set of questions for you to have a go with before we move on to trickier questions. Try these out, they get trickier as you go along. Pause the video and resume when you're ready to see the answers on screen. Here's all the final answers in one go. The answers written in full are here. You can also see the pictures of these on our website so you can view them much more easily and at your leisure. Check out the description below, that will take you straight to the page. Here's where it gets a bit trickier. We now have a coefficient of x squared. This is also asking us to write 2x squared plus 8x minus 6 in the form a lots of x plus b squared plus c. Our first step is taking out a factor, but how do you know which factor to take out? And the factor you take out is actually the coefficient of x squared. So the factor in this question we're taking out is 2. So taking out a factor of 2, we'll have 2 lots of x squared plus 4x minus 3. We can now deal with what's inside the brackets written in yellow, exactly like we did with the questions from the first part of this video. Our second step then being, we're going to half this x coefficient, and that will give us x plus 2 all squared. we now need to find what we're going to add or take away from this x plus 2 squared in order to give us our original numerical value minus 3. So we're going to take this plus 2 and we're going to square it, which will give us 4. Then to get to the original value, which is minus 3. So to get from 4 to minus 3, we take away 7. Therefore we'll have x plus 2 squared minus 7. At this point we need to bring back that factor we took out, which is 2, because currently we actually have 2 lots of this. We'll multiply it out, so 2 lots of this will just be nicely enough 2 lots of x plus 2 squared. And then 2 lots of minus 7, well, that'll become minus 14. And that is the answer. 4 final questions for you to have a go with now. Again, they get trickier as you go along. Pause the video again, resume when you're ready to see the answers. Here are the final answers. The fully written answers are now here. Again, check out the link in the description to the website, which you can view these in your own time. Or pause the video now, whichever you find easiest. In the next video, we use this skill of completing the square to solve quadratic equations. Check it out, like, subscribe and support the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.